Hey there, folks. Welcome to Advisory. Hope you guys are all doing well today. Happy Tuesday. Today, we're going to be talking about planning for the next couple of weeks and how to successfully finish this semester. But first, I have a couple of announcements. First announcement, don't forget tonight is Lights at White. We will be lighting our Christmas tree. The programs here at WT White will be showcased, and there will be a performance at 5:30 with the tree lighting happening at 6. And so if you would like to come and participate, in that, several of you already are if you're involved in a program or two or an extracurricular here. But if you have a younger sibling or cousin and they are an eighth grader or they are looking to go to WT White in the future, bring them and so that we can talk to them about all the cool stuff that's going on here at WT White. Also, we have a week of testing that began today and will last through Monday, the 9th. Every day there is something different going on. And so you need to make sure that you, even if you don't think you're testing, have looked at this, have clicked on the Longhorn lookup to see where you're supposed to be if your classes are displaced or anything like that. So make sure that every day from now until Monday, you look at the Longhorn lookup to see where to go. And that is on the very front page of Longhorn Country. You can find it there. All right, today we're going to talk about how to make a plan for the rest of the semester. And I'm going to give you a couple of tools at the end of this video to help you plan. First, I wanted to go over some tips on how to prepare for the rest of the semester because remember, we have 4 A days left, and then including today, 5 B days left until we get to ACP week. And some of these tips may seem pretty basic, but they're important to remember. It's important to get back to the fundamentals when things get stressful. So, tip number one is to do your assignments on time. And it's deeper than just trying to get a good grade in the class doing your assignments on time because it also helps you understand the material better at the intended pace. Your teachers have planned out the units and planned the material that you need to know when you need to know it. And so doing your assignments on time makes sure that you understand the material better. And you can also spend more time studying when you do your assignments on time and less time catching up. So do your work. Got to do your work. Tip number two is to ask for help. I think that a lot of the times we feel intimidated when it comes to asking for help. Maybe we don't want to admit that we don't know something or we don't want to be made to feel dumb, but asking for help is what school is all about. You're in school because you need to know stuff.
And there are people here that know stuff.
So, throughout the time in someone's class, you should ask questions about what you don't understand. Don't just let it slip by the wayside and say, I won't need it, because you might. And go to scheduled tutoring times or ask when your teacher is available. Just by simply reaching out to your teacher and asking when you can go to tutoring or when you can talk to them individually about the concepts that you don't understand, just asking that will go a long way and will be very impressive to your teachers. They'll be very willing to help. And if you're feeling confused about something that may be on a test in a couple of weeks, or if you're feeling confused about an assignment that you've been putting off turning in, now is the time to ask for that help. And now is the time to get those things in order. We all need support, all right, no matter where we're at in life or in school. And so this is a good skill. Asking for help and seeking support is a good skill to learn. And my third and final tip is to plan ahead. Don't let things sneak up on you. Start thinking about which of your finals or ACPs do you expect to have the most trouble with, right? Not all classes are as hard as the others. Maybe you have some that are a little bit more difficult that you're a little bit more worried about that test. So you should know what classes those are and maybe focus more on those as you study. Then ask yourself what big projects or deadlines are coming up. I've harped about making a to-do list and a calendar just to know when those deadlines are coming up and when those exams are going to be.
And the third thing is what extracurricular activities may take up your time between now and winter break. Maybe you're involved in sports, or you've got a big concert coming up, or maybe you have work outside of school. Make sure you factor those things in as well when you are making your plans.
All right, enough of the voice. I have a couple of tools that I have prepared for you to plan ahead for the next couple of weeks and to see exactly where you stand in each class. This is the next slide. I know it has way too many bit.lys and QR codes on it, but bear with me. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to this link. It's bit.ly/WTW critical grade. When you type that in, you'll be prompted with this, and you should click make a copy. And then you get this right here. This was given to me by Miss Rodriguez Rosas. So thank you so much, Miss Rodriguez, for doing this and making this really easy. So essentially, what you do is you type in all of your class periods, the course name, the teacher name, and you're going to look at the first grade that you got, the first report card grade for C1, and you're going to type that in here. All right, say that I am in Miss Rodriguez Rosas's class right now. I'm taking Spanish language with her. That's my first period. And let's say that maybe I did not get a great grade. Maybe I didn't pass the first quarter, C1. Maybe I got a 60. All right, not great,
Not the worst grade in the world. All right, it's not a 0.
but that is where my average was for the first grading period. Now, when I type in 60 and hit enter, turns that red to indicate that that was not a passing score. But then what automatically happens in this column is that it gives you the grade that you need in C2, which is this grading period that we're in right now. It tells you what you need to make in order to make a passing grade right here. So if I had a 60 during C1, but I still want to pass this class, I need to make at least an 80 for C2 in order to make a passing score. And you can do that for all of your classes. Some of you will be fine. Maybe you made like a 95 in one. That tells you can make as low as a 45 and still get a 70.
I would not suggest doing that.
I'm just giving you the numbers. Because what is also important to know is that you will be taking an exam or getting an exam grade in each of your classes, and that is worth 15% of your final grade. So if I am barely making it in Miss Rodriguez's class right here, and I made a 60 the first quarter, I'm making an 80 now, which averages out to a 70. If I don't do well in this exam, if I make like a 60 or a 65 in this exam, that is going to average in to my 70 and bring my overall grade down. So of course you don't want to do the bare minimum. You want to try to get above this, but this will at least tell you for some of those critical grades where you stand and what you need to do to pass the semester. This semester grade is really what it's all about. All right. The grade that you get for a semester will determine whether you do or do not get credit for that class. And so make sure you do this for all 8 of your classes. Type in what you made in C1. All right. And it will tell you what you need to make in C2 in order to average out to at least a 70. So that first one will give you the raw data. It'll give you the numbers. And then I want you to go to either one of these, either in Inglés or Español, and do a little bit more self-reflecting. It will also ask you to make a copy, so do that. And then it has some reflection questions for you about where we're at right now and what to do from now until the end of the semester in order to take care of business. So the first question is, what classes do you expect to have the most difficulty finishing well, and why? Number 2, thinking of all your classes, what are the big projects or deadlines that are coming up over the next few weeks? What do you need to remember about these projects? And you can just type them in that box. Number 3, what ACPs or final exams do you expect to have the most difficulty with? What do you need to do or want to do from now until that exam to prepare? Number 4 is, which of your teachers should you ask for help or tutoring over the next week? And 5 is, what do you need to do this week in order to stay on pace with your classes? List them all and check them off as you complete them. This document is just for you. I want you to use it to prepare for the next couple of weeks, to have a clear vision of what we need to do. So that's all from me. Go to that next slide, start with the grade calculator, and then move on to the self-reflection document. Be good to yourself and others, and I will see you tomorrow.